Okay guys, ClearFX on Crypto here again. Just doing an update video on Bitcoin and where I think it's going and what I think might be happening here in the next little while. I would say in the next few weeks. Yeah, into January, possibly February. Anyway, but before we get into that, I'll zoom in on that. But before we do, I just some interesting numbers here to present to you. I said at one time that Bitcoin floats all boats. The cryptocurrency world follows Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin does, the rest of the cryptocurrency world tends to follow, albeit a little bit lagging. And I compared it to gold. Gold makes a move. Silver doesn't do anything until later. And if gold sustains that move, silver finally starts to move and then catches up. And that's how I liken Bitcoin being gold, the gold standard, and the rest of these altcoins finally moving and catching up. But I just wanted to show some numbers here. The reason why I mentioned XRP, I really like XRP. That's what I'm in right now. I won't always be in XRP. Eventually I will flip it into Bitcoin or perhaps something else. But for now I think I'm going to stick into XRP, and here's why. So this is the Bitcoin chart on a day chart. And as you can see, Bitcoin from its lows here in December 18, early 19, it has risen, astronomically, rocketed right back up to its 17 highs, close to the 20,000 mark. In fact, this high is just slightly higher than the 2017 mark. But here's why I follow the other altcoins right now. If you're in Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin's a great place to be, especially if you got in anywhere down in this area here, especially if you got in down these lows, man, and you rode this through. But especially when after the COVID, which was right about here, dropped down and you got back in, you did awesome. I got back in somewhere around the 6,000 mark, so somewhere down here. So, but I didn't get in Bitcoin. I got in other altcoins. I do have some Bitcoin, but here's the thing. So this is Bitcoin, and it has risen right back to its previous highs. Like I said, the other altcoins tend to follow if Bitcoin sustains its stellar movement. That doesn't mean that it keeps moving up. It just means that it's moved up, and if it continues sideways here, it's holding high. So it's still strong. So what I mean by that is if Bitcoin stayed in this area up here, that these other altcoins will follow. So here's my thing. If we look at Ethereum, and before we do that, let's go back to Bitcoin. I drew this little chart here. The percentage rise from the COVID lows, early spring 20, to where it is now. Basically 400%. Ethereum, from its COVID lows to where it is now, basically 600 and a bit, 616%. But it has not reached its previous highs in 2017 yet. Now XRP, it has risen from its COVID lows, early 20, to where it is now, 806%. But it has not reached anywhere near its previous 2017 highs. Now the thing is, like I said, if Bitcoin stays where it is in this area, even for the next couple of months, these guys will rocket up to catch up to it. Because that's just the way it is. Bitcoin is the gold standard, and these others, they tend to follow. If they're good projects, they tend to follow. And obviously Ethereum is a good project. XRP, we've got Dash, Link, ADA, HBAR I believe is. It's new, but it's getting there. So here's the thing. Ethereum, or Ether, has risen 616%. But to get back to its highs, it needs to go almost 1,500%. So more than double yet. So that's a good choice. If you're not in Bitcoin, Ethereum is an excellent choice. As long as Ethereum stays high, then, or Bitcoin stays high, basically above this line here, and above this other trending line, then Ethereum is a good choice, because it's going to rocket up and it will catch up to Ethereum's previous highs to match Bitcoin. Now here's XRP. XRP has risen 806% from its COVID lows, early spring 2020. But, excuse me, if it's going to match the Bitcoin move and the Bitcoin stays where it is going to try and get to its all-time high, which is 3,700%. So where do you want to be? I have been a favorite for XRP for quite some time. And so that's where I am right now, XRP. But there's, I'm just going to get a glass of water here. Another one that's really good is Dash. Look at the moves on Dash. I'm not in Dash. I think between the two of Dash and XRP, even though Dash has a potential to go make a bigger move to reach its high, I tend to favor XRP just for the project and what's upcoming. In that XRP, Ripple is far more involved with the institutional business world than Dash. And I think XRP is just going to have that much more strength. But anyway, here's the difference. It's made from COVID lows here to its highs here. I put the mark way over here. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, it's 303% is what it's done now. But it has the potential to do over 5,000% just to get to its previous high. And that's, of course, if Bitcoin maintains its strength. And by that, I mean simply not falling below about 17,000 or so. So if we go back here, this line, which I go from this point here, because it shot back up to this point here, I'll expand these out a little bit so you'll see better, is about 17,000. And also this line here, trending line, unless it fell and broke through this line completely, and we gave it to, say, January, another month, potentially down to 16,000, down to this low here, this white line or bar. I'll just expand this out a little bit so that now you can see what I'm talking about. It has been following, so if it came back all the way down to this line, that would put it to about, if it did come down that far, to about January, so another month, if it was going to go down that far to this line here, to this support line. Now my reasoning with what I was just saying is that with the other ones is that they will come up, is because I believe, even though Bitcoin has been following this trend line very strongly. This is a very steep rise, by the way, all the way up to almost about just over 19,000, and then she fell back down, but she hit this line. Now I had this line drawn way back I drew it somewhere around here when I was drawing this flag here. And I joined from the bottom here, 2, 3, and then I just drew it out. And what I did is when it broke this flag area here, it went up, created another small triangle here, broke out, but then it didn't quite didn't have enough strength, and she fell back down. Now, interestingly, she fell right back down to this line, support line, trend line that I had drawn out. And she bounced off of that. And when she did that, I was saying, like, it will either bounce off this line, if you go back and watch my other videos, my recent videos, it'll bounce off this line and try again for the 20,000 mark, or it will break through and go for this other longer term trend line. So what she did is she bounced off and she went for the 20,000, just like I said. Didn't break it. She just barely poked through it. Actually, that doesn't quite make 20,000. It's just under 20,000. So it didn't quite hit the 20,000 mark. And then channeled here for a bit. And then finally came back down to this steep trend line once again. Now, if Bitcoin had broken or bounced off of this and actually come back, it would again attempt to make 20,000. And this is getting an ever tighter little triangle. But it would appear, we're on the day here now, it would appear it broke through, but it didn't hold. And then she came back down, broke through, but it didn't hold. But now we're on this day here. And it appears it may hold below, but we'll give it another day or two and see what it does. But even if it breaks through this trend line here, we still have this area here, this support line, which isn't really very strong. So if it breaks through and holds here, it very likely will break through here. And I'm thinking that it will make its way down to this trend line, because it's a longer term trend line. If we zoom out, we can see where I drew that from. It's not as steep, but it's quite solid. It's got 1, 2, 3, and even this one here, 4 points, giving it some really good solid, making it a solid support line. So I'm thinking if this doesn't hold, and it doesn't break back above this trend line, that it will maybe flag a little bit or bounce a little bit at this support, but I don't think it will hold, and it will make its way down to this trend line into a bigger flag, and then it will begin to work its way up and down this flag. And as you can see, that would take it into the spring of 21, if it in fact did that. So it all depends on whether it holds here. Either way, even if it came down to this line and started bouncing back and forth into this area and making tighter and tighter moves, that is a strong, there's no harm done with Bitcoin. That is a strong position for Bitcoin. And as long as Bitcoin stays in that area, so if we zoom out here, once again, back to the big picture here, if Bitcoin stays in this area, within this triangle, these other altcoins will, because back in one of my earlier videos, I said we have entered the altcoin season. So these altcoins will, if Bitcoin stays up here in this area, will make their moves to higher, where am I here? Yeah, Ethereum. To higher and higher moves to reach their previous highs. And so Ethereum going, 1,500% from this bottom, so another 700-800%. XRP going all the way almost 3,700%, so moving another 4/8, another 3 times again, where it's at now. And dash, if indeed it does actually break above there, then it too will try. Although it's got some places, it's got some resistances to really break through, but it will, or it has that potential. So anyway, I just wanted to really quickly try and get that out to you guys, and let you know my thoughts on where Bitcoin is right now, what it could possibly do, and what the altcoins, at least the top altcoins, the top 10, maybe the top 20 if I'm taking an H bar, top 30 actually, but basically the top 10 and what they're going to do. So there you have it. Oops, staying on here. I'm just looking, I'm trying this new recording system, and I just don't see where to, oh, here we go, shut this, pause it down, here we go. Okay, I think I found it. All right, so there you have it. This is ClearFX on Crypto. Hope it's been an educational video. Just wanted to get you a little bit of an update of where I think things are happening, what's happening, and where I think things are going to go. So if you like what you see, hit the like button down below, subscribe, would be really helpful. And happy trading. And remember guys, it's all in the lines. See you later.